DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Today's daily motivation is there a time to quit? This is a question. And the answer is yes, there absolutely is a time to quit. Now, I know many of you have been raised on and heard these pet phrases like, once you start, quitters never win, winners never quit. And there's some rhyming phrase, I forget exactly how it goes, but once you start something, you pretty much stay in it. And if you get involved in something, then quitting is, we've been socialized to believe that quitting is a negative thing. Anybody who quits at something, there's something wrong with them. They are failing. They're coming up short. They're letting themselves down. They're letting their family down. They're letting all of society down simply because they quit. Well, here's the thing about quitting, because there are different ways that you can look at it. I'm going to tell you a way to look at it. You can't get to the thing that you are destined to be, the thing that is your path, your journey in life, if you keep trying to string it out as something that clearly is not the right place. Now, I'll give you an example. Before I started to play basketball, my background's in professional basketball. Before I started playing that sport, before that, I played a little bit of football and I played a little bit of baseball. Now, had I had this mindset of I can never quit, then I would have kept trying to make it happen in the wrong sport, never would have got around to the right thing. And then the rest of the story wouldn't be the rest of the story. And I probably wouldn't be here talking to you right now had I stuck with the wrong thing. So all of us need to be able to discern, when have you given enough to something that it's time to walk away and find something different to do, rather than try to keep forcing a square peg into a round hole in a place that you don't belong. Now, here's the caveat to that, is that just because things are not working for you right now, or you're frustrated, or you're not getting the outcome you want in the moment, does not necessarily mean that it's time to quit. And this is where the discernment comes in. And discernment simply means judgment. It just means your ability to personally judge a situation. You have to make the right call, because you have to live with the result of when to quit something versus when to keep going. And I have an episode of my podcast where I talk about this, the difference between whether it's time for you to quit something because the best you're going to be is mediocre, you're just in the wrong vehicle, or do you just need to keep going because you just need to get better and work on your game. Sometimes you just need to work on your game and get better at the thing, and things will get better. And sometimes you don't need to work on your game because your game is limited in that space and you're probably just doing the wrong thing. You have to choose whether it's A or B. Nobody else can really decide that for you. Someone can help guide you to make the decision, but nobody can decide it for you, because no one else has to live with the results of you walking away from something that you should have stayed in, or you staying in something that you should have walked away from. You have to live with the result. So you're the one who ultimately has to make the final call. But someone like myself, I work as a professional coach. I can help you make the decision. I can help you look at the situation objectively and clearly, so you know why you're making a decision, and then make that decision. But I can't just say to you, well, you should quit or you should keep going, because again, I don't have to live with the outcome. You do. Even if I'm your coach, you're the one who has to live with the outcome. So ultimately, the choice is going to be yours, but you just need to have a clear uh, process for how you think about it, a clear framework for the way that you think about this. So in life, answering this question, is there a time to quit? There absolutely is a time to quit. Nobody is, usually, most of us in life do not pick the absolute perfect thing for us the first time we decide on something most of our lives. Even if you happen to do that once or twice, you're probably not going to bat 1,000 in your life. That every single thing you try, the first thing you pick up is the perfect thing. That's usually not the case. You usually got to go through a few before you find the right place, or the right connection, the right space for you to be in. So yes, there is a time to quit, with the caveat that you don't quit just because you're frustrated, just because things are not working, just because you had a bad day. I guarantee you there are people who are wildly successful in certain areas of life who are frustrated. They had a bad day. Things are going terrible for them, but they stayed in the game and they became amazing at that thing and one of the best in the world. There are also people who had a bad day, frustrated, things weren't working, and they left the game, and they would have got great opportunity had they just stayed in the game. And there are people who stayed in the game and they never became successful because maybe they were just in the wrong vehicle because they just picked the wrong thing. So I have an episode on my podcast again called the 12 Work on Your Game Commandments. It's actually 13, but I call it the 12 Work on Your Game Commandments. One of those commandments is the right vehicle. The thing that you do, regardless of all your hard work, effort, belief, having game, all of that stuff, you got to make sure you apply it in the right place. And the right place for me is not the same as the right place for you. So this is where the discernment and the personal judgment comes in, and the decision making comes in, because again, only person who has to live with the results of your choices is you. With all that said, that's today's daily motivation. I send out a daily motivation text every day. You want to get that too? Text me at my number, 305-384-6894. Numbers down below in the description. Make sure you leave me a comment. Let me know the best insight you got from today's video. Also, Work on Your Game University. That's where I do all my coaching, all my high-level courses and trainings. That's at workonyourgameuniversity.com. That's down below in the description as well. Hit the notification bell, like this video, share it, and again, leave a comment. Let me know the best thing you got from it. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so every time we drop the daily motivation, you'll be getting it and knowing about it. Have a great day. Work on your game.